The dog walked himself home, ate a pizza, and took a nap. Now, to John Squared with the gaming news.
Hello, and welcome to the John Squared Gaming Show. With me, Steve Buscemi, and my co-host, Dwayne the Small Cock Johnson. Take it away, Dwayne.
Hello, Steve. Okay, we're not doing this.
Can't keep that bit up any longer.
What is up, everyone? So what the plan was, if you guys listened last week, the plan was to, typical, go over some news, and then for the topic of the show, we were going to do Ghost of Tsushima, director's cut, talk about stuff that we played and whatnot, but then opening night live happened and
fucked it all up.
Yes. So our show today is going to be all news. So we got a lot to go over. So let's get right into it.
Amen. And we say it's all news. We're gonna make it interesting. It's not just gonna be.
It's fun. It's good stuff. It's not. I mean, I'm excited about a lot of it.
Yeah.
And the first story, not that excited about it.
Uh-oh.
Guys, Skyrim is being re-released again. It literally is like GTA, but like at least GTA has just been a thing, and it's GTA the same version.
New content, like with GTA Live, or not GTA. Is it GTA Live? Online, yeah, it's the same shit.
You could have rolled with it, yeah.
They offer like new events and stuff. Skyrim is just, hey, here's Skyrim again. It's just been 5 years. Like there's nothing new.
I obviously am interested to see what the graphical improvements are, like how the next gen it is. But yeah, so this is from Kat Bailey at IGN. This is Skyrim 10th Anniversary Edition announced for PS5 and Xbox Series X/X. This is Return to the World of Skyrim, ... again. Skyrim is back again. Bethesda announced that it is releasing Elder Scrolls Skyrim for next-gen consoles, bringing with it various enhancements. Perhaps the biggest piece of news is that this version will be available for PlayStation 5, which is interesting because there's a lot of question on whether or not these are the next Elder Scrolls and other Bethesda games would be available. The story goes, in the wake of Bethesda's acquisition by Xbox, the availability of these games like the Elder Scrolls on Sony platforms has been an ongoing concern. In this instance, at least, PlayStation fans are being included. Any thoughts?
I'm more worried about it being $70 for Skyrim, and that's just like what this is. It's just a big cash grab from Sony one last time.
The thing is, further down in the article, it says the anniversary edition will include 10 years worth of content plus some new features. One new feature, a free fishing mechanic. Sweet. For folks who just want to play Skyrim on next gen consoles, a free next gen upgrade will be coming to all players. So this is the confusing part. And this is just because it's been released so many times I can't keep track. This says an earlier version of this story said the upgrade from Skyrim Special Edition to Skyrim Anniversary Edition will be free. Bethesda has confirmed that the upgrade will not be free, and the story has been updated to reflect this. So I think Special Edition was the PlayStation 4 version of the game. And so there's going to be a next-gen patch for that, but then there's going to be a Skyrim Anniversary Edition with 10 years worth of content that will also get a next-gen upgrade.
I'm fucking sick of this shit, quite honestly. I mean, just make a new game. Why are you focusing on Skyrim? Make a new game. Focus on that.
It'll be interesting.
So long ago.
It'll be interesting to see how this sells. Is it going to sell? Is it going to continue to sell crazy, or
Of course, there's a bunch of nerds that are going to buy it. I mean, I don't. Yeah. One of them's here.
It might be on Game Pass. It might be on Game Pass. So
if it's on Game Pass, I'll try it. I'm not spending another $1 on Skyrim. I think buying it the first time was enough. That was one time was good.
That's fair. What do you think anything of it being on PS5, or do you think it's just because it's been there for so long? Like, do you think this does anything for the next Elder Scrolls game on PS5?
No, I think that this is just because it was already out on PS4. Like Skyrim's been out for 10 years already.
Yeah,
roughly. So this, I mean, they kind of have to, but I don't see whatever the Elder Scrolls 6 is coming out on PlayStation.
So the only thing I agree that I still don't think it's coming out on PlayStation, but and this is on a much smaller scale, Hellblade was on PlayStation, I mean, and Switch, but obviously there's no way to enhance the performance on Switch. Yeah. The next gen version of Hellblade is only on Xbox. It's not on PlayStation. They optimized it just for Xbox Series X and S, although it's already on another platform. So, but like I said, Bethesda, like that's a much larger scale, and maybe they can't be compared, but it is still interesting to think about. And I think it's just, I don't know. It's something. I think it's a little bit of hope for people who don't own PlayStation or who don't own Xboxes or PCs and are hoping to play the next Elder Scrolls on PlayStation. But I don't know. I just thought it was interesting enough that maybe there's like a little glimmer of hope from this.
I would assume from a business perspective, if I'm the people at Sony, I'd try to work out some deal to get them. But I don't, at the same time, I don't necessarily expect it. And if this is the last hurrah, then great, awesome. I mean, at this point, Elder Scrolls 6 is never coming out anyways. They're just going to be Skyrim forever. So you're not going to need to worry about it.
It's literally not coming anytime soon. Like
probably 2025 is my guess right now.
Earliest, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, more Skyrim.
Unless it's 2031, and that's why they're saying 10 years of content.
Oh, yeah. So like you thought this last 10 years was long enough to wait. Just wait for the next 10 years.
So guess what? We got another 10 years and we ain't doing anything.
Something we don't need to wait 10 years for is Halo Infinite. Amen. But we will have to wait for campaign co-op and Forge, which is unfortunate, but still. We'll get into a little bit more Halo Infinite news a little later on in the show. But for now, I am pulling from Jordan Gerblick at Games Radar. This broke last week. Halo Infinite will launch without campaign co-op or Forge map building mode. Halo Infinite will launch without campaign co-op or Forge map building mode, Xbox has announced. In an extensive development update, Halo Infinite creative lead Joseph Staten explained that the campaign co-op and Forge both need some additional polishing time. Both experiences are now due to launch as a part of seasonal roadmap in 2022. Staten says that the goal is for campaign co-op to launch in Season 2 about 3 months after launch, which personally I don't think that's too long. And Forge is going to take a little bit longer into Season 3, so that'll be about 6 months after launch. A lot of internet people are upset because they feel like they're getting an incomplete game. But as we'll talk about later, go ahead.
Well, actually, I'll save it for later.
Okay, yeah. Well, like we're going to talk about later, like campaign is coming. At first, I thought that when I first read the headline, I thought that campaign wasn't going to be available at launch. And even then, I would have been okay with them launching multiplayer in the fall. But we're still getting the campaign. Like it's still coming out at launch. It's been confirmed now after this.
And even
I
that, I mean, I, there's no reason. Do you want the whole game to get pushed again? You're gonna bitch about that too. There's no winning in this scenario for
yeah.
the people like putting out the game.
Right. And I know that you don't have that history with Halo. But campaign co-op is like a huge part of what
Yeah.
Halo used to be. Like all of my memories were, I mean, we didn't have internet when I was little. Like we didn't have the ability to play Xbox Live until like later on when I was a teenager. When I was playing Halo, it was split screen multiplayer campaign. So, yeah, I think this is a big piece. I don't think I'm even. Maybe I'll play a little bit of the campaign. I can't see a world where I play through this entire campaign by myself, because it's just so much better to play with friends.
I have a goal to play through all the campaigns at some point. Maybe I'll do it leading up to this,
Yeah,
but
and I'll do it with you.
hey, who knows? Maybe we'll just film that and put it out on the YouTube channel.
Maybe.
I wasn't sure if you could pick up. So for all the people at home that can't see, I have a mic now. I don't know uh, what kind of things it picks up and doesn't pick up yet. So you'll get a lot of me whispering and yelling to see what the limits are. Apologies in advance.
That whisper was just very loud.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
what I thought. Just worried about that.
but so I know, like I said, I know you don't have like that context to pull from in terms of like campaign co-op and stuff, but a part of me, I don't want to think this, but a part of me thinks that the amount of people that want to play a campaign co-op with their friends is very, very limited. I don't think that is the large majority. Like it used to be for sure. I just don't think that's where multiplayer games are right now.
No. As it stands, I feel like that's the minority. The majority just want to play multiplayer.
It's a very niche, like it's the people who played Halo
It's
co-op
the diehard
before.
fans. Yeah.
That, I mean, that's not to say this obviously still sucks, but I think for the general, like we've talked about a lot now, this Halo needs to hit, and so like their focus needs to be in multiplayer for it to reach to the level that Xbox wants it to hit. They got to get the multiplayer right, because it won't. Halo just doesn't exist. It cannot exist today without multiplayer, and that's just the way it is.
The whole thing needs to hit, realistically. But multiplayer, if that's what's coming out first, needs to be good enough that people are going to play the campaign, you know? Like, if it feels like shit, if the multiplayer feels like shit, people aren't going to want to play the campaign anyways.
Right.
And the idea, I do understand, because like, my understanding of it is that if you don't have Game Pass, which I guess is like 70% of Xbox users, you have to buy.
Don't?
Yeah, that don't. They're gonna spend the $60 to play multiplayer, and that's where some of the outrage comes from.
The multiplayer is free to play without Game Pass.
Oh,
it's free.
What the fuck are people bitching about? What is the complaint then?
70% are attached, so 30% don't have Game Pass.
Yeah, so I don't know how to read, and I don't understand what's happening.
That was from Game Rant, November 15th of last year, so I don't know where those numbers are.
See, I read that's where I pulled it from, but that's I read it the opposite. I read it that 70 don't have it, 30 do.
But yeah, this is. I mean, you'll need Xbox Live for now to play, but if you don't have Game Pass or anything, the multiplayer is free to play.
Yeah. Which, I mean, at least they're doing that.
It's the first time Halo's ever done it.
I mean, I guess it's fitting for the times we're in, though, you know?
Well,
better than Battlefield charging however much they're going to have a A bot lobby.
Right. Um, it's interesting for sure because this is essentially like if Call of Duty gave their like Cold War multiplayer for free and just had you pay for the campaign. I don't think anyone would pay for the campaign. In
Oh yeah,
that
sales are gonna
case,
be piss poor.
but we'll see. Anything else to add from that story?
No.
Okay. Um, so more updates on the Activision Blizzard situation. This is from Kat Bailey again from IGN. It says Activision Blizzard California lawsuit accuses publisher's HR department of shredding documents.
So this
yeah.
is legal. This is tampering, I think. This is so. I don't know if I would say allegedly or don't quote me, but I believe, to my understanding, this is tampering with a lawsuit, and it opens them up for actual criminal investigation, which could land the people in charge in oh so much shit. Like even like they're already in deep shit, but this will bury them another 6 feet.
Yeah.
It also shows that they're pieces of shit. Anyone that made the call and anyone that went along with it.
Yeah. So this article says Axios was the first to report on the updated lawsuit. One of the key passages says that documents and records that have not been maintained as required by law and documents related to investigations and complaints were shredded by human resource personnel and emails are deleted 30 days after employee separation. If this lawsuit and the allegations made were so out of context and false as they said at the beginning of this, what are we doing here? You know,
why are you hiding it? What are you trying to bury if there's nothing to bury? I mean, this is so. If you're gonna make such like solidified claims, like this is all bullshit. We support women, just not these women. And then you go around and you destroy the evidence as soon as you get outed publicly. I mean, you did something. You know you did something. You know they're
Right.
going to find something.
Right.
This is it's ridiculous.
The IGN article actually posts some tweets that were sent by Activision Blizzard employees. So this is at BlizzJess, Jessica Gonzalez. She said, HR destroyed the documents related to the lawsuit, which means the fine for doing so was less than the penalty for what it was. Shame on HR. Time to unionize. I will be screaming this from the hilltops now. Feels so fucking gross working here right now. And then at Sean Middleditch on Twitter, also he quote tweets Jessica's tweet and says it alleges in part that documents related to investigations and complaints were okay. So this was he was quoting the Axios article. He says in violation of what it asserts is the game company's legal obligation to retain them pending the investigation. He says, "Yikes!" #end abuse in gaming. I love that people there are speaking out. I just pray to God that there's no
Nothing
retaliation.
Yeah.
Although we've had the leadership there come out and say that my door is always open, you can come talk to me. Like you're directly sending a message that like we're full of shit. Like
you can't give a shit about your employees.
Right.
That's what you're saying. And that's why, and this is sort of on topic but off topic. That's why, I get that you don't want to hurt the developer, but I just can't. I cannot wrap my head around supporting them until something is done. At least with this, because I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, the workers get a cut, but the people up top are the ones taking most of that money, and I just can't. I can't do it.
And that's fair. I really like the idea of just like I think Alana Pierce, the video that we watched from her of like do what you think is right and like and what you're comfortable with, and like if that is your way, like if you don't feel comfortable supporting that, then like you have every right to do that. So and I just think that there are so many people attacking other people for their way of handling the situation. Like if just because I don't necessarily believe that that is my way of doing it, that doesn't mean that it's wrong. And I think a lot of people need to take a step back, keep the focus on Activision and Blizzard and calling out their bullshit, and then you do whatever you feel comfortable with, like going forward with this whole story.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunate that we have to keep talking about it, but we have to keep talking about it and we have to hold them accountable any chance that we get. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be more, but
well, this plays into, we're going to have I don't know when the story's coming up about Call of Duty, but this plays into that, at least for me personally.
okay. Yeah, so before we jump into that, I guess the last story that I had was Psychonauts 2 released Wednesday, August 25th. It's currently sitting at Metacritic at an 87, which is pretty, I'd say pretty well received by critics so far. Did you get a chance to play it at all?
I was playing Hellblade on Xbox, and then I figured I would start that, if not this weekend, then next weekend. Because I feel like it's one of those ones where once I start, I'm just gonna drill through.
Yeah. I also haven't. There has been too many freaking games coming out. I really am excited to jump into it. And I almost wish that we didn't start Hellblade. Not that I haven't been enjoying it. But I feel like we just added more unnecessary like time that we don't have. But
See, I wish we didn't for a different reason.
Well, I mean, we'll talk about that briefly in just a second. But yeah, super excited for Psychonauts. I'm so stoked that this is being reviewed well. It looks like it's everything that fans of the original wanted. So I'm really excited to dive back into that. Hopefully by next week I'll have a little bit. But yeah, I feel like we've been playing mostly the same games. Like I have been playing Ghost of Tsushima. Come on. Ghost of Tsushima. Director's Cut. I did
sushi.
I did finish the Iki Island expansion. But I'm not gonna give any like in-depth thoughts until next week because that we will be talking about that next week.
But I haven't played any of it yet.
Okay, yeah. So you have another week. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about that next week. I've been enjoying the hell out of that, diving back into that. Unfortunately, still have been playing Madden. And I have been enjoying that. It's so weird, man. It's just there's so much all at once. And then obviously we've been playing Hellblade as our book club game. So we won't. The way we're gonna start doing the book club is not gonna be as like structured week to week anymore. What we're gonna do is just we'll have a game. Well, like based on how long it takes to beat, we'll have a set amount of weeks that we have to beat it, and then like throughout the weeks, if it's a 3-week game, then we will just maybe touch on it here and there, give the overall vibe that we're feeling from it, and then at the end of that, then we'll give our full thoughts instead of doing this because we're in a situation right now, and if we look at what's coming in the fall, it's just packed. So
yeah, not gonna have time for this.
Yeah, so we're gonna do Hellblade like what 2 more weeks probably. So where are you at overall with just the general like vibe
so
of it?
this is I was trying to think of a way to summarize this without going in depth. I just the voices were genuinely getting to me. Like after the first like 5 minutes where they really start, like overlapping and going in hard, I had to take a 5 minute break and like take my headphones off and relax. And then the deeper into like the the boss layer is when they start getting loud again, and it makes me anxious.
Which
Like
one? Because you can do
you can do two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So which one did you do?
I went left. I think it's the bird one. Like he's in a nest.
Valraven, something like that.
If you ask me, I don't even know the main character's name.
It's
Don't ask me
part
names.
of the name. It's
Is it?
Senua.
I just know it's Hellblade.
Senua.
Okay.
Yep.
I was thinking Siwa, and I know that's wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, the puzzles are fun, which is a thing I don't normally say. And I think the game overall is fun. I think the combat's sort of repetitive, but like I don't think it's really that's not the forefront of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm liking the parts that don't make me have panic attacks.
That's fair. So I had a couple notes that I just jotted down when I was doing it, and it's literally the things that you just touched on. The audio is fucking nuts, dude. And I literally wrote the Valraven song genuinely made me get like it creeped me out. And I was home alone, I had all the lights off, and just that just the constant like song and like that's going on in your head. I had to turn the light on, and then I like took one of my headphones out because I just couldn't fucking do it anymore.
Yeah, dude, my fridge made a noise. Like
yeah.
dude, it was loud enough for me to hear. And I took my headphones off and was freaking out. I was like,
yeah.
Oh my god.
And then my last note was combat feels all right. So literally like what but yeah, the parrying is easy and it feels good, so it's good enough. I'm just hoping to see some enemy variation going forward. But yeah,
and
overall
I think
digging it.
You're a little bit further than me too.
Yeah.
I think.
I'm just one boss ahead of you. That's all.
Yeah, and that's just because I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah. The more I drank, the easier it got, and that's a life lesson, folks.
Amen.
All right. We ready to get into some opening night live?
Yes. I was gonna do a Saturday Night Live voice, and now I don't want to do it.
Yeah. So we recorded this like a day late. Yeah. And so overall, man, like the further you get into the week, the harder it is to be hyped. So it's just quite honestly not all the way there. But anyways, these stories are hype. So I'm not gonna do all the announcements from opening night live. John's freeze frame, if you're not watching the video, is perfect right now. It is literally the way his video just froze is
it my eyes are closed?
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I can see the screen. I was real upset about it.
All right. So yeah, like I said, we're not gonna go into all the opening night live stuff. I just will say I genuinely was shocked how much I was telling John right before. I was sitting at work. I had what this pulled up on half my screen, and then the other half screen was doing some like paperwork. And at first I was like, whoa, like as the announcements kept coming, I was like, what is this? Like what this like literally Gamescom last year was like it had nothing. So shout out to Jeff Keighley. He is the father of video games. He is doing so much for like video games in the mainstream. So love that dude. And he's the guy who does the Game Awards, and he's now has his own like the E3 conference. So John.
Yeah.
Did you ever play Saints Row?
I never owned it, but I played like an hour or so on it.
Okay.
Like when I was young.
We're getting a reboot, and I don't have a lot of history with Saints Row. I like when it came to it, I always felt like it was like a discount Grand Theft Auto, and it
Yep.
kind of is, I guess. So yeah, they announced a reboot. It looks very the vibe that I got from this was very Watch Dogs. Um and I don't really mean that as an insult, but I don't mean it as a compliment.
Well, I kind of, I guess. I mean, it is gang warfare, realistically, you know?
Yeah.
It's just the characters are built like Fortnite characters, apparently. Looking at this video.
Yeah, and I mean that's cool. Like you don't have to have realistic um art styles for I guess if that's what the style that they want to go for, that's cool.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, overall, like I would say that I'm at least a little interested in this. Um
Oh,
it
absolutely.
it seems like it doesn't take itself too seriously, but the problem that I had with Watch Dogs 2 was, although it didn't take itself seriously, like the humor just did not hit with me at all, and I feel like this might have a similar vibe. I hope I'm wrong. Hopefully it's not, and hopefully it's really cool, but um yeah, I'm at least interested a little bit.
I think it'll be fun, especially, I could be wrong. Because I didn't do much research into this, but being able to play with friends and like have a small gang and be menaces and this
Yeah.
sort of thing that isn't GTA, where you're getting, shot with rockets every fucking 30
Right.
seconds. I think it'll be fun. I'm definitely interested in trying it out.
Yeah. Um I just thought overall it looked interesting enough that I would potentially give it a shot.
Yeah.
Next up, I guess I have another question for you. Um, have you ever played XCOM?
No.
Okay. Um, I played a little bit of XCOM. It is not my style of game, but uh, a new game. It's made by the same people who made XCOM. It's called Marvel's Midnight Suns.
Okay.
This is another one that, although I never really cared for XCOM. This looked interesting enough. Looked
So
like it could
this
be really cool
this checks all my boxes.
in terms
This
of what.
is Marvel.
Yep.
Uh, it's tactical. But your boy loves Civilization. And just the idea of not really giving plot points, but saying like, "Hey, all these superheroes have to do this one thing." Like, I think the gameplay's coming out next month, and
And September 1st.
also next week.
Yeah.
And I'm really, really excited for that. I know that there were actual, because this is based on a comic book line.
Yeah, they created a new hero overall, and you get to
Yes.
customize the hero, which
Yeah.
is cool. But yeah, go ahead. You know more about it than I do.
But I mean, so basically they added Wolverine, Iron Man, and Captain America to this, basically for fanfare, I would assume.
Yeah.
But honestly, Wolverine is one of the reasons why I'm so excited for it, because I feel like there aren't a lot of video games where you get to play as him.
Yeah, it's really interesting because there were like conflicting reports that you couldn't play as any of the other heroes, but then there was some saying that you could. So I don't know like if it's going to be like a Final Fantasy type thing, like Final Fantasy 7 where you build a party and then you take them out and you're not necessarily playing as like one.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, dude, I think it looks really cool. Um and it's coming, a lot of these games are coming early next year, which is really cool to see because I feel like these are like the like what's happening, what the result of delays of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's so I made fun of you last week for saying you have to clear your gaming schedule or whatever. And it's like seeing all this, it's like, oh god, I spoke too soon.
Dude, it even like now, like starting like now, going into the fall with Back from Blood. There's the Dark Pictures anthology that I was interested in. Then we have, not that you give a fuck, Call of Duty, Halo. It's just it's
Hang on. Because that's one of the next. I'm just gonna jump into it. I'm sorry if you're not ready. I know you're doing the video stuff, but the last Call of Duty play we got, I was very upset, and that's why I'm conflicted, because it piqued my interest. The fact that it's not just a running gun, all your military friends are around you. That made me think, well, hang on a minute, maybe they are trying something different. And I'm definitely not buying it day one. I don't even know if I'm going to buy it. That's why I said I'm still conflicted, because I don't know. I'd have to rationalize it in some capacity, and I'm pretty bad at that. But this looks different.
It looks very like Sony first party, like PlayStation first party game.
It honestly, so this is going to be way off, but it reminded me almost of BioShock in a weird way.
Like the style, you mean?
Nothing to do with.
You're cutting out quite a bit. I don't know if you want to leave Discord and come back or something, but yeah, I definitely like the overall style of. No, you're completely cutting out.
Oh, I'm not even talking now, so we're good.
Okay. Okay, you're good now. Go ahead.
Yeah, it just like that right there. It looks.
Yeah.
It just has like a style of BioShock, and even with that, being able to bust through the wall like that, like this doesn't. It doesn't look like normal Call of Duty.
Yeah, and hopefully I was feeling you. Like I was watching this. I was like, oh man, this looks really cool. This looks like it's so different, and I just am really hoping that those things like aren't on rails, to say like it's not like that's the only wall you bust through. It's not like a whole game mechanic, or like I hope there is just different options overall.
And that was my other thought was, okay, maybe it's just this clip they're showing is when you can climb the walls, you can break through shit, and it's just this one, maybe one other time at the end, and that's it. Because that's standard Call of Duty shit. But like this, it looks different.
Yeah.
I'm not committing one way or another to it, like I did last week, where I said I'm absolutely not interested. Because now I might be. And it stars Laura Bailey, and I would like to support her.
Yes,
if I can.
We as a podcast, as a show, as a unit, love and support Laura Bailey.
Laura Bailey, come on the show.
that'd be a dream guest.
Yeah, top 5 for sure.
But yeah, I saw that. I was although I don't really like even like the World War II gunplay. Like I'm not a fan of it. If they do enough to make it different and interesting, then yeah, I'm really excited for it. It looks like they're putting a little more care into the campaign now. When they necessarily don't have to, because the amount of people who buy Call of Duty for the campaign is so little. Sure, yeah. It's just not. It's not a lot of people.
The campaigns are good. It's just no one cares. It's so upsetting.
Generally, yeah, they are really good. I mean, they get a little samey sometimes. Like they're just like,
oh yeah.
But the quality of them, it's like playing like a Mission Impossible movie. And they're always like, it's almost like racing games now. How they just look so like hyper realistic. Like Modern Warfare, the campaign for Modern Warfare in 2019.
That was so good.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. So yeah, they keep the more they show Call of Duty, the more I'm more interested. Um, you know, keep calling them out, Activision Blizzard, for their bullshit, obviously. But yeah, it was really cool to see, and I was surprised with how much I was interested in it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was wrong, I guess, with you not giving a fuck about that game, but this game you surely do not give a fuck about.
You like being wrong, don't you?
Bro, you are
Outlast?
not. Yes.
Is this Outlast?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no fucking shot you play this game.
So listen. All right. First of all, relax. Secondly, I don't. So for everyone listening, watching, whatever, I don't like being scared, and I especially don't like paying to be scared. So games like this usually are not my thing. However, this looks fun, and my friends can play too, and that makes me less scared. Dick. There's no way you're gonna play this. I might. It looks interesting.
All right.
Don't put me in a box.
Well, I'm just saying, like, people who have played Outlast don't.
Which isn't me.
It is. I mean, this for some reason like gave me chills. Not in a good way, like freaked me the fuck out. Just like, ugh.
Oh yeah, I mean, content warning for people watching. There was just a man hanging.
Yeah. Dude, I've watched playthroughs of Outlast, and like I had the luxury of swiping up on my phone and turning it off. Not like whenever I needed to, because I was just watching it.
I've never seen gameplay, so I don't.
It is generally considered one of the most scary, like terrifying games ever. That's why, I mean, when you were saying Resident Evil was too much for you, so I just assumed was also going to be.
All right, well, it wasn't too much. I relax. It was too much for me. I got scared. I got really spooked, and I didn't like it. It was Resident Evil 7. That was when what's her name, whoever the woman is, and the mom turns the corner and grabs you. And I had a heart attack live on stream.
Yeah, but
I played Dead by Daylight. That's kind of spooky. But it's more fun when you got your friends there, you know?
It is. It is a lot more fun, and this is one that I'll want to do a video about, and I want to have all of our boys do it, because I think it's up to 4 players too, which is really cool.
It is. It's 4 players. I just don't want to be on camera playing it.
Super ready for it, man. I'm excited to try it, and
yeah,
interested to see how multiplayer horror works out together. All right, next up is Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga.
Hell yeah!
This I am really excited for this.
Hell yeah! I'm glad you said that. I thought I was gonna get made fun of for being into it.
No, not at all. The Lego games are some of the most solid games. Like,
underrated, dude.
Yes, dude.
People roast them as like kids games. They're so good.
I really wonder how. So this was interesting to me. I thought it was just the first 6 movies. It is all 9. That's crazy.
My question is, because obviously there was Lego Star Wars. There's episodes 1 through 3, and then episodes 4 through 6. Are they just basically redoing those games, and then just adding on the last 3? I think they did the last 3 too. Is this just them redoing all of the games for next gen consoles?
I don't think so. I think they're redoing the whole story.
See, that's what I was wondering. And if they do, good on them, because that's incredible.
I'm just curious to see how long this game is.
Probably like 12 hours.
I think it's going to be pushing like 20 at minimum, because
even
even if you think all the movies like average 2 hours, whatever. Like you're playing through these things, not just watching them.
Yeah.
So I feel like this could be real. It could be even longer.
I mean, I hope so.
Yeah, I am like when I was watching the trailer for it, I was surprised at how like hype I was getting. I was like, damn, like, and it like, some of the like when he was walking through the snow, I was very like shocked at like the visual.
Dude, it's a Lego game. It shouldn't look that good.
I know, it's crazy. But yeah, so the release date for that is spring 2022. So excited to get into that. Next up,
Yeah.
or did you have anything else to say about that?
Oh no, I'm just excited for it.
Um, the show closed with this, but we'll talk about this now. We have Death Stranding director's cut. I am shocked at how hyped I was watching this, because before I was like kind of on the fence on whether or not I wanted to even like pick the game back up. This right here, for video listeners, is basically a thruster pack where you can dive off of like mountains and higher terrain, and it'll ease the landing so you can. One of the most annoying parts of this game was traversal. Even though that was what the game was, for the most part, but making it more like fun and making it just like, I almost wish that you could go, because this is just from jumping from high areas to small areas. If you could go up, if you could like use it to go up, that'd be really sick. But yeah, they added a whole bunch of different stuff, and they've added ramps and racing to the game, which is just like goofy, but just looks like it'd be really fun.
I am not interested. Man, I keep, because I remember you saying that you got to hang in there for the game, but it's really good.
Yeah.
So I've been looking for a reason to get into it this time around. I just can't find it. I still have no fucking clue what's happening in any of this. And it's like I get that it's supposed to be like, oh, you're gonna be surprised or whatever. I can't get into it. Look, you're running on Wally. What is the point?
Yeah, this looks really cool too.
It looks like the legs from Toy Story that is attached to the fishing rod. I just can't.
It's fair.
I can't do it.
It's not. I mean, like it's not a game for everybody, obviously. And at times when I was playing it last time, I didn't even know if it was a game for me. Like I enjoyed it. I went up and down with it so much, but ultimately decided by the end that I as a whole I enjoyed the experience. But yeah, I think it's like $10 to upgrade. So why not? I'll do it, and some of that stuff just looked at least interesting enough. Even if I spend a day or two in it, that's not bad.
Yeah, man, I don't mean to shit on it. If it was $10 as a whole, I might try it out.
But yeah, it's just for people who currently have the game.
Yeah, and it's not me.
Next up, okay, so Xbox had their own Gamescom showcase the day before opening night live. And I sat there through the entire thing, like an hour and a half, it felt like. Because I was like, the Halo Infinite release date has to be in this showcase. I sat through the entire thing with nothing. I mean nothing. And to be fair, maybe I would have enjoyed some of the stuff if I wasn't just like shut up and get to Halo. And no Halo. None at all. But finally we have a release date for Halo. It was in opening night live. We are getting Halo on December 8th this year. And so this was a trailer shown. Go ahead.
No, that's all I had to say.
Oh, this is a trailer from opening night live. This is not the campaign. This is just one of the multiplayer stories. I guess we're going to be getting more of these as it as the seasons go along. And I thought this was really cool.
Yeah.
I was struggling to kind of figure out how it was gonna be like an ongoing story, and obviously this is it. You have this girl here who gets saved by a Spartan, and now she's training other Spartans going forward, and obviously that will be you. But man, I just can't put into words how excited I am.
The more I play of Halo multiplayer, the more excited I am to try this. Because all the good from those being brought into now just seems like I'm more on the side of you where like it can't fail. I mean, there's still that part of me. It's like, it could.
Anything could fail. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm really excited, and this got me even more excited. Just looking at like how the graphics are in this compared to, I mean, the last one is Halo. I'm not counting Halo 5. Haven't seen it. Don't plan on it. Halo 4. Like the jump is incredible.
Yeah, and the only disappointing thing, which like I personally like, I walked away from this showcase and I was satisfied. I would have liked to see a little bit of the campaign. Because we haven't seen any since the 2020, summer of 2020. That mess. We haven't seen anything since then. But yeah, we got a release date. It was confirmed in this showcase that multiplayer and campaign is going to be is going to be included day one. So yeah, I didn't really have any complaints, but I am most excited for the multiplayer.
Yeah. I am, as someone that's never played any of the Halo campaigns, I am too. I'm not really concerned with campaign yet.
Along with the release date and all the information, we got 2 more announcements celebrating the 20-year anniversary of Halo, and it is a Elite Series 2 controller, Halo Infinite themed. My God, I have never been so horny. I pre-ordered this. I mean, look at it.
It looks good.
I might just leave it there for the rest of the show. Yeah, so obviously this MSRP is $200.
Yeah, it looks good. Not that good.
So the Elite Series controllers I think they retail for $175, or I don't know for sure. I've been told by a lot of people that these are the best controllers like on Earth, and I've always kind of like, I've wanted to try them. I wanted one of these or like a scuff controller, but I never could justify it. And all opening night live was a bunch of advertisements. That's all these showcases ever are. And this particular advertisement
got him.
Worked for the boy. And
to be fair, I'm gonna wait about 30 seconds for the next part before I see what I'm gonna say.
So the next announcement was the Xbox. Yeah, I mean, this doesn't look that great, but the Xbox Series X Halo Infinite Edition.
Yeah, I tried for about 15 minutes last night to pre-order this at Walmart because they were the only ones that had them left, and they kept kicking me out. So I had to keep getting back in line, and then I would wait about 5 minutes. They said, "Hey, you're getting closer," and then I get kicked out again. And so I didn't get to pre-order it. But where I would have made fun of you, I am still making fun of you for spending $200 on a controller. I would have spent $550 on this.
Yeah, so
this is hot.
This is probably the best looking console I've ever seen.
Yeah,
genuinely.
And the controller, I prefer this controller. I know it's not the Elite controller, but I prefer this to the other one.
Now, I really like this. But I think I would have I just announced to the world that I bought this, and so when my wife listens to this and finds out, she'll probably be upset. But I will say that if this was like the controller, if it was like the armor, like the green armor and stuff,
green?
It is not ugly, bro. I think I would have bought both, or if I didn't buy both, I would have went with this. That the Master Chief armor this is obviously, like I just said,
that color green is baby food or baby dookie.
No, no, don't even fucking don't. I don't, no.
What are you talking about?
It's Master Chief, bro. What are you talking about? It's Master Chief.
Crazy.
No. So, like I said,
Master Chief. It's Master Chief.
Is Master Chief. This best looking console I've ever seen, but it does not like scream Halo to me. So like I really like it, and but the controller to me was just so fucking hype.
Dude, this controller is hot.
Yeah,
it is so nice.
No, it is really
getting
good.
Horny.
I already own too many controllers as it is, so for me to buy that was kind of, I guess a little pointless, but I think it's going to end up being my main controller to use for any multiplayer game.
For $200, it sure as shit should be.
Dude, have you seen the features that this thing has?
I'm assuming right trigger makes you shoot. Left trigger makes you aim. There's generic controller stuff.
Programmable buttons, obviously, on the back so it'll be like you're using fingers that you don't normally use on a controller. And you can increase the tension on the triggers. And
so DualSense.
No, you can manually do, like you can decide how much it is. It's not like part of an experience. And then the thumbsticks, there's adjustable like sizes, and then also like the tension on that, you can make it harder to like push or pull, or you can make it like super loose or whatever. I'm just excited to try it. Just fuck all the way off.
You say all this stuff and it just doesn't. In my brain, it does not justify it, because a normal controller works just as well.
Well, I don't answer to you. I answer to my wife, who will also have a problem with this.
Who will share the same views as me.
All right. Last, but certainly not least.
Thank God, because Daddy's about to piss himself.
Genuinely, like, obviously I'm excited for Halo. I cannot fucking wait for Halo. This was my most hyped announcement. Was Horizon Forbidden West getting a release date. It's going to be released February 18th, 2022, which is a little bit longer than I would have liked to wait, but it's not as long. When it was rumored that it was getting delayed, I was really scared that it was going to be like summer next year. So it's not too bad. It's getting a little. I'm getting a little space from the rest of the games coming in the fall, with Halo and stuff. But this is likely my game of the year next year. depending on if God of War and Breath of the Wild actually hit, which I don't like. This is undoubtedly coming next year.
Yeah.
I just don't know about the other two.
God of War will probably come late next year. My thought right now is Breath of the Wild is coming next spring, like end of next spring, early next summer.
Oh, no way. I don't think it's coming next year.
There's a chance. I mean, God of War, I feel like will definitely come. I mean, by December of next year at the latest.
I hope so, because I'm excited for that too. But I don't know. I get this overall feeling that Breath of the Wild is definitely not. Like that's my and that may be my own brain just like trying to keep my hopes like low so I don't get disappointed. Like my dumbass thought that Breath of the Wild was going to come last year in 2020. I thought that there was a chance that hit in the holiday, and obviously that's not the case. Yeah, I just don't get the feeling that we're getting that next year. And God of War, like maybe.
My only thought seeing this again is that by February 18th of 2022, I need to buy a new TV. So I can get the best experience. Granted, Ghost of Tsushima, I mean, we'll talk about it more next week, but God, that looks fucking incredible.
Yeah.
But this being designed for PS5,
yeah, just the frame rate, and it's not native 4K at 60 frames, but who gives a fuck?
Don't know what any of that means.
So, yeah, I think they did already confirm that this will be 60 frames per second, and also announced at the at opening night live was Horizon Zero Dawn getting a 60 frames per second patch, which pisses me off because I was like waiting to replay Horizon Zero Dawn because I wanted to, because I had like when PlayStation 5 came out, we were getting like Last of Us, we were getting God of War patches, we got like all of these games were getting patches for 60 frames per second, and I was like, Horizon Zero Dawn is surely gonna get one, and I got impatient and I thought it was coming in like September. I thought this game was coming, so I was like, I gotta just replay it, and I really wanted to replay it. I replayed it, and now we get to 60 frames per second. And
well, what's sick is that I haven't finished it yet.
That's perfect. Yeah.
So now I have a reason to play the back half of it.
Yeah.
Like I have not a reason. I was gonna play it anyways, but this is more of an incentive.
Yeah.
God, I can't stop watching it.
It's so it's just so good, man. I cannot wait. So yeah, like I said, overall, was just shocked at how much we got. It was kind of crazy because Sony is not PlayStation has not been the type of company to give this kind of announcement to like E3 or a like Summer Games Fest or anything like that. They keep all their stuff for themselves. So I was just shocked to see this, and Jeff Keighley and Hideo Kojima have a really good relationship, and obviously that's why I think they closed with Death Stranding. But
my thought is that I see a dog.
It's Peach.
My queen. My thought is that there is a state of play that'll be here by Halloween. And they're going to give more footage of that. They're going to give a God of War update and whatever else they got going on.
Yeah, I kept saying they have to have a state of play soon, but they don't, I guess. I thought surely it was going to be in August. But now I'm thinking maybe like late September we'll probably be getting another one. But who knows with them? It's just felt like Xbox has been like W after W after W, and like Sony's been really quiet. Like we know what they have in store, but they just are being super quiet about it.
I mean, they got Spider-Man 2 coming too, which apparently they're adding the Venom suits. People are speculating that Venom's going to be in it, which will be exciting.
They could do anything in Spider-Man, and I'm in.
And my thought, this is me just being a tinfoil hat kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
They just pushed Venom Let There Be Carnage to October. They've been quiet. I could see them making a Spider-Man announcement and a state of play in October around the time of that release when there's still hype for Venom.
You don't think it's too soon?
For what?
Another Spider-Man
No.
announcement?
No, they could have released Miles Morales and then a week later made an announcement saying, hey, we're coming out with another game. Then a week later released that game. And I wouldn't have been run down. I'd have been like, okay, good.
No. I'm not saying like too much Spider-Man for us.
Oh, you're saying like too soon they haven't made any progress in like writing or development?
I guess, but like really what I like in terms of like Sony is the type of like from what we've seen, they space everything out. So they don't want Horizon, God of War, and then Spider-Man happening all in the same year, and then having another year of like almost nothing.
I don't think that there's a Spider-Man game coming like next year, but I could see them making some sort of announcement like, "Hey, we're working on this. This is what we got going on. It'll release 2023 or 2024."
Yeah, I'm kind of expecting that game in 2023, like late 2023.
They already have the foundation because of the Miles Morales game and the remaster of the other one.
2018, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say 2016 and knew it was wrong.
I mean, when you look at 2018, they did have God of War, Spider-Man. Well, I can't want to say Last Guardian. The game we literally just played, Shadow of the Colossus. Jesus.
Yeah.
So yeah, who knows? I'm excited for all of it though. This is why I love video games, man. I know that these are all just advertisements, and I still let them hype me up.
And they work.
Because no other form of media gets me hyped as much as this one does. But yeah, obviously you guys can tell my brain is not working anymore, so I think it's about time to end this thing. Come by next week for our Ghost of Tsushima talk. We're going to be talking a lot about the main game still, and as well as the expansion and giving our thoughts on that and stuff. I cannot wait. I was so excited to do it this week, and then all this shit happened, and we just don't have the time, honestly.
We can't do a 3 hour. I mean, we could do a 3 hour thing, but
right.
Yeah, it will stop being entertaining by, what are we at? An hour 15? About now.
Yeah. So, appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Hope to see you guys next week. And let us know in the comments what game that was announced that we just talked about are that you're most hyped for. And yeah, we appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Until next week, stay horny, stay hydrated. Peace.